you're in it. We're we're currently watching climate change very much being real, and its devastation also being very much unavoidable, undeniable, and you're seeing it. You're seeing what the usual suspects are saying, and you're seeing the... Yeah, I saw this already. Navy to stop sharing satellite weather data with NOAA, which I don't even understand why. As of July 31st, the Navy's Fleet Numerical Meteorology and Oceanography Center will stop sharing satellite weather data with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, according to a NOAA release. I don't even know what this reason is. This service change determination will be permanent. Data gathered from the Defense Meteorological Satellite Program, or DMSP, all near Earth space weather instrument and other Defense Department owned systems will cease to be provided to the NOAA. Is it because they're like cutting costs? Is it because they're shutting down the satellites? I don't even know if they would shut down the... Will you ever talk about Ibrahim Traoré? Yes, I have in the past. Please stop asking me randomly every single day if I will talk about Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Traoré. Okay? Goddamn, chatter. I read security concerns as in cybersecurity or something. That makes no sense. I feel like the war being waged against the National Weather Service and NOAA specifically revolves around one, privatization. Obviously, they want like a private company to own all of the weather forecasting services, because that would be an incredibly profitable institution. You understand? Because every single human being, every single company that engages in logistics, for example, that engages in commerce in some way, needs to know what the weather conditions look like. Okay? And right now, that's all being tracked by the government and actually being distributed for free. If you privatize that, someone can develop an immense fortune, because what are you going to do? You can't engage in any service whatsoever without knowing what the weather is. Okay? There's no world where this exists. Like you can't do agriculture, you can't do logistics, you can't do supply chains, you can't do grocery stores, you can't do anything. No air travel, no commerce whatsoever without knowing, without having access to accurate weather forecasts. Yeah, your local pizza shop does scheduling based on weather reports, everything. It's a necessity for every aspect of commodity production, okay? Which is wild, because if they paywalled this, it would be an immensely, it would, first of all, costs would go up for every single thing, okay? It would lead to inflation. Why would it lead to inflation? Because now you have to pay for this service. Unconditionally, everyone has to pay for this service. And either they would do it through a government-funded program, which is what the Democratic version of this would look like. Democrats would basically work in this privatization side and make it a public-private partnership where the government subsidizes this service, but it's in private hands all of a sudden rather than a public good. Okay? The Republicans, on the other hand, would fully privatize it, would offer it subsidies, and then would make it so that everyone has to pay for a subscription on top of that, which would, of course, drive up costs for everything. It's insane. Like paywalling these sorts of reports. The other reason why they want to do this, I suspect, is because the NOAA and the National Weather Service and all of these other predictive mechanisms revolving around climate also do long-standing reports, like decades into the future. They try to do predictions for climate change specifically and how it changes everyday existence. So I suspect that's the other reason why they don't want to have these services, because it kind of up the bag for the fossil fuel companies when people are constantly chirping about how much our carbon footprint is destroying the planet and creating these horrifying, chaotic situations with regular frequency. This is from The Ideological Dismantling of NOAA and NWS begins on page 674 of Project 2025 and is well underway. Okay. This is from Project 2025 from the Heritage Foundation. The footprint that Trump is following, the blueprint, that Trump is following to a T, okay? Down to every period and comma. Together, these form a colossal operation that has become one of the main drivers of the climate change alarm industry, and as such, is harmful to future U.S. prosperity. This industry's mission emphasis on prediction and management seems designed around the fatal conceit of planning for the unplannable. That is not to say the NOAA is useless, but its current organization corrupts its useful functions. It should be broken up and downsized. NOAA today boasts that it is a provider of environmental information services, a provider of environmental stewardship services, and a leader in applied scientific research. Each of these functions could be provided commercially, likely at a lower cost and higher quality. Oh my God. It's exactly as I said. They want to, one, privatize it so that people can make money off of it. And two, they want to destroy its function as like its primary function, which is to try and predict how bad things are going to get. This is the modern version of like arresting Galileo, okay? Like literally, this is the current capitalist version of this. You're just like, nah, dog. What is this earth is revolving around the sun bullshit, dude? Nah, the sun is revolving around earth. Q. Okay? That's what this is. Galileo is a fraud, but analogy holds. Yes. Stop. Don't be annoying. You know what I mean. Okay? Oh my God. Actually, Andy is chirping. I knew as soon as I said Galileo, I knew that we were going to get this in the chat. Focus the NWS on commercial operations. Each day, Americans rely on weather forecasts and warnings provided by local radio stations and colleges that are produced not by the NWS, by private companies such as AccuWeather. This is bullshit. This is also a lie. These AccuWeather could not exist without the NWS offering its services to AccuWeather for free. AccuWeather is simply a distributor of NWS reports. Make no mistake, AccuWeather does not have its own internal function. AccuWeather is basically a forwarding mechanism. It is a private message forwarding mechanism. Okay. Oh my God. I'm watching it happen in real time. It's so frustrating. It's so scary. AccuWeather does not have prediction systems or forecasting systems. It is a message forwarding system. That's all it is. What is their goal for when climate change doesn't magically become a hoax? What do you mean? We're there right now. You're in it. We're currently watching climate change very much being real, and its devastation also being very much unavoidable, undeniable, and you're seeing it. You're seeing what the usual suspects are saying, and you're seeing the actions that they're taking already. Marjorie Taylor Greene, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, comes out with another banger tweet. I am introducing a bill that prohibits the injection, release, or dispersion of chemicals or substances into the atmosphere for the express purpose of altering weather, temperature, climate, or sunlight intensity. It will be a felony offense. I have been researching weather modification and working with the Legislative Council for months writing this bill. Bro, she means she read Facebook posts. I can't believe this person is a congresswoman. Like, this is crazy. It will be similar to Florida Senate Bill 56. We must end the dangerous and deadly practice of weather modification and geoengineering. This is not normal. I want clean air, clean skies, clean rainwater, clean groundwater, and sunshine just like God created it. No person, company, or entity or government should ever be allowed to modify our weather by any means possible. Honored to add Tim Burchett, classic, as a co-sponsor, and look forward to working with more members of Congress, hopefully on both sides of the aisle. She does not mean CO2. She does not mean carbon emissions. Okay? When she says harmful injection and dispersion of chemical substances, she means chemtrails. She thinks that there are people out there that are modifying the weather. They're doing they're making these floods crazy. They're increasing the intensity of these floods. Like, that's what she's implying. She does not mean methane. She's not talking about the carbon footprint. She's not talking about climate change. Oh. This is like that one Uber driver that I had, but is an immensely powerful figure in American politics, just in general. Like a congresswoman is a very powerful figure in, like, they have the capacity to write bills like this. They have their own version of a bully pulpit. That's where we're at in this country. We haven't made it illegal yet, at least, for scientists to do what they do best, which is gay woke science. But I feel like, I guess that's the next step eventually. Like, we're making it so that it's virtually impossible for them to conduct their studies. No adequate funding. And then if people still continue doing it in spite of all of those issues, maybe the next step at that point would be to make it illegal. I don't know. Maya has an update from Alveus Sanctuary. It says all of our animals and staff are safe, but this is what our driveway looks like. Nobody will be able to get in or out until we can rebuild the road. That is crazy. No, they kind of have. My colleagues are taking out. That's true, but it's not illegal is what I'm saying. Like, it's still not illegal. They won't go to jail for writing transnational, but they will get dinged for, using the word transnational in a not a newspaper, sorry, in a journal, in a scholarly journal. That is real, by the way. The administration is so fucking stupid that when they control F the word trans and will go after research papers that have the word transnational because it has trans in it. Not only are we violently stupid, but we're also doing this in the stupidest way possible. They started with banned words from government-funded sciences, and the first term is way worse. Now the EPA workers aren't being indicated, are they? Transducer, electrical engineering is fucked. Transformation. We've taken out the words female and children from our grants. What the fuck? I'm in biology academia. We have to leave out words like diversity in grant applications. Oh. Yeah, they did that with transgenic mice. We have the dumbest people leading this goddamn country, and it's leading it into oblivion. Every day things get worse. I am not being alarmist when I say this. Things are just getting worse and worse every fucking damn day. And many people, instead of like recognizing that things are getting worse every damn day, are simply getting dumber with the wind. They're just leaning into the stupidity of the admin, and they're reveling in it. People wear stupidity as a badge of courage now, as a mark of honor, where they're like, nah, you don't understand. I don't know anything, and I'm scared of everything, and that's a good thing, you fucking pussy.
Through such a time as this, and this tragic situation is something that is unprecedented. We recognize that at the federal level. We also recognize that when something like this happens to a community, happens to a state, that the best responders are those locally, because it's your family members, it's your community members that are being impacted, and you can respond quickly. And the role of the state is to run and manage that emergency, but the federal government needs to be here for the support and extra resources on the ground as well. And that is what we are doing and what President Trump has dedicated to continue to do through such a time as this.
I work as a manager in a heart disease and stress study. We ask all our participants about their treatment by police and authority figures, and we lost half of our National Institute of Health funding. My whole team has been fired except for me and one other manager. It's fucking insane. Texas resident already seeing people blame this flood on immigrants somehow. How is that even possible? How? Like, what? Like, that makes even less sense than fantasizing about like a Jewish weather machine or something. Like, how have we arrived at a point where like psychopathic anti-Semitic conspiracy theories at least have like some semblance of a logical, like some semblance of a logical through line, as opposed to like what the new meta is? What do they think? That like immigrants, like Mexican immigrants, are doing voodoo, like they're doing rain dances or something? Like, how? Abbott blamed AOC and the Green New Deal for the freeze in 2021. I've had people repeat it to me as the reason to this day. I don't understand it. What's good? Yo, it's in the bag. Right at 2 on the dot. It's crazy. No, Fiona. As a child of immigrants, I can confirm we do be doing rain dances. I work in the natural gas industry. Our VP of operations, a QAnon guy. Climate change is seen as a literal joke. Oh my God. We're so fucking cooked.